I have a lot of gripes with groups like the ESRB and MPA, just like the groups of people that rate video games and rate movies and TV shows are very bad at their jobs. There are plenty of movies and video games that should not be shown to anybody under the age of 18 under any circumstances. Period. But they're rated PG-13, or they're rated M for mature, but people don't really give a fuck about that. In fact, it's harder for video games because very few games have a T rating, that are good. There are a lot of E games that are fairly good, like Minecraft and things like that, but a lot of the best, most artistically sound, most story-rich games that can change the way you look at the world are hidden behind an M rating. And also at the same time, there's plenty of R-rated movies that should not be R-rated and should be open. Movies that change your life, change a kid's life. Superbad is a prime example of that. So it's really just a case of just a bunch of old snowflakes don't want culture to go a certain way, and they don't like it where it's bending, and they try to prevent that. It's they're very inconsistent, they're not good at their jobs, and they're bad at and they're basically putting inappropriate content at the forefront and locking really great content from people behind an age wall. So, what to do? Well, I decided to start a little new project. It's called whatstherealrating.com. I've put out, I got a podcast to go with it, where I go over each one. I'm taking it slow. It's only me doing it, and it's not just a podcast. It's just, what I do is I basically give the minimum number that somebody's can be, the minimum number that I feel comfortable saying this is how the minimum age somebody should be before they play this game. And then I give a little blurb about why it's good. I have some bullet points about things that people might have issue with, like particular violence or nudity or things like that, which are the only two things that people really should have issue with. Or depictions of drink or drug in a realistic world standpoint. It's like if somebody's drinking mead in Skyrim, I'm not really it's whatever. Even so, I then below that I have some media content. So it's basically some YouTube videos, podcasts, pictures, things like that, pulled from the internet, showing the person hey, this is what the game looks like, this is what it does, things like that. Then some just disclaimers and some blurbs, and then at the bottom in the comment section, this is where anybody can really submit more content to the online stuff, can add their own reviews and stuff, and it kind of starts as a hub for people to really just contribute, and it can allow people to tell stories about how movies and TV shows and games impacted them and how important they were, And I feel like this is a good project because I had a very, very interesting conversation with a friend of mine. I haven't had him on the podcast yet. We're actually going to try and get him in next week. And this is going to be a topic of conversation. I don't know if it's going to be a high soapbox, but given the topic of conversation and this new project I'm working on, I think that it very well might be. But go check it out. It's whatstherealrating.com, and that's basically it. I've got 2 reviews, one two very dear games to my heart, Skyrim and Minecraft. Skyrim has a 16 plus rating, for very, I think, very reasonable reasons. And I think Minecraft has a 0 in up rating, meaning as long as you've got the motor skills for it to play the game, you can play this game. So, this is a new project I'm working on. It's going to be fleshed out with time. I've got a lot of projects I'm working on, and this is just another one to add to the pile just to keep your time busy during the end of the fucking world. But Anywho, please do, if you have any suggestions for media or anything like that, go to the contact page us on the site and let me know. I'd be interested in hearing about it. And this is going to be fun. I think it'll do a lot of good and maybe maybe allow some kids who would not have been able to be exposed to great pieces of art, whether it's movies, books, TV shows, whatever, video games, because their parents are going by what what these rating companies say is okay, and the problem is that a lot of the time these rating companies suck at their jobs. So I'm hoping to someday cause the middle ground. Anywho, thank you for listening.